A visit to the beach is something we often look forward to. There's nothing quite like letting off some steam by just sitting on the coastline and enjoying the view of the sea and the waves crashing. But sometimes an innocent wave might drop off something unexpected and take you by surprise. Here are 10 strangest recent beach discoveries from around the world, and you won't believe them. Before we get started, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe and click the notification bell for more such amazing content. So let's get to it. Number 10. Blue dragons. Starting off the list is this little creature which looks too unreal to be true. They've been appearing in different places for the first time, like California, Texas, South Africa and Taiwan. These tiny blue dragons are actually called Glaucus atlanticus and were seen washed up on the Fishhook beach near Cape Town in South Africa. Local resident Maria Wagner noticed this creature slowly making its way through the beach and took a picture of it to put up on her Facebook. She's been living next to this beach all her life and even runs a social media page which documents the beach and the wildlife around it. So for her to see a completely new species like this one was quite surprising. Though they look beautiful and tempting enough to pick up, it's best left untouched. They're a type of sea slug which feeds on large venomous jellyfish and even the Portuguese man-o'-war. What makes them unique is that the Glaucus atlanticus absorbs the venom from its prey and stores it in its tentacles. The blue dragon can sting any threat with its concentrated batch of venom, which is actually even more potent than its source. Some of the side effects can include vomiting, nausea and allergic skin reactions. Even a dead blue dragon is not sting-free and is best left alone. Number 9. Bomb on Pasagria Beach. The beach doesn't just wash up mysterious sea-dwelling creatures, but also discarded items made by humans. Beachgoers in Florida came across an unusual item while taking a stroll on the Pasagria Beach in St. Petersburg. Upon closer inspection, they found out that it was actually a barnacle-covered explosive from World War II. That's right, the beach just spat out something which is more than 76 years old. This unexploded ordnance was a public risk, so the local sheriff advised everyone on the beach and the neighborhood to evacuate. They called up the bomb squad along with experts from the MacDill Air Force Base to help detonate the explosive safely. After further observation, it was found out that the object was actually an M122 photo flash bomb, which is a type of pyrotechnic explosive. Luckily, no one was hurt and the ordnance was safely detonated. Number 8. Ireland's first dinosaur. Ireland for a long time didn't show any records of having any dinosaurs in prehistory. Paleontologists attributed their absence to Ireland's rocks, which are either too old or too young to accommodate the age during which these creatures roamed the planet. But that theory was debunked when a schoolteacher and a fossil collector named Roger Byrne collected several unidentified fossils along the east coast of the country Antrim during the 1980s. After keeping it in Byrne's possession for years, he finally decided to donate the fossils to the Ulster Museum in Belfast. By analysing high-resolution 3D digital models of these fossils, researchers were able to confirm that they were in fact the first dinosaurs to have ever been discovered in Ireland. The fossils belong to two different types of dinosaurs. One was a femur belonging to a Scelidosaurus, which is a four-legged herbivorous dinosaur, while the other was a tibia from a Sarcosaurus, a two-legged carnivore. The beached fossils will give researchers a better idea about the presence of dinosaurs on the island nation and its movements. Number 7. A combustible surprise. You shouldn't pick up everything that you come across on the beach. Some of them could be downright dangerous. When Jodie Cruz and her 8-year-old daughter came across a strange object on a beach in Kent, UK, she decided to pick it up and bring it home. Once home, she took pictures of the mystery item and posted it on social media and archaeology sites, hoping to find some answers. A couple of comments suggested it might be an ambergris or whale vomit, and one way of confirming it is by poking it with a hot pin to see if a white smoke comes out. Jodie Cruz took this advice and put it into action, but she didn't expect this so-called ambergris to explode into flames after pricking it with a hot pin. Turns out it was not whale vomit, but a live grenade. Luckily, no one was hurt, though same could not be said about her kitchen counter. Her windowsill and sink counter got damaged in the fire, but thankfully nothing else. Neighbours heard the commotion and called the fire brigade in time, and that was that. Next time you see a strange object on the beach, just inform the local authorities and don't handle it yourself. Number 6. Hoodwinker Fish. When a strange-looking fish washed up on the shores of Coal Oil Point Reserve near Santa Barbara in 2019, it took the world by surprise. It had a very unusual body and had a body which was taller than it was long. Conservation specialist Jessica Nielsen at first glance assumed it to be an ocean sunfish or a mola mola, but she wasn't so certain. She put the pictures of the mystery fish on social media, which caught the eye of a University of California professor, Thomas Turner, who rushed to the beach to confirm the sighting. He then took pictures of the creature and put it online and finally got the attention of Australian researchers who suspected that the fish was a hoodwinker. Marine scientists Marianne Nygaard, who also described the hoodwinker, visually confirmed the fish as a hoodwinker, which was later verified through a DNA testing. Since they are so hard to find, this excited a lot of people in the marine community. Their sightings have been documented as early as the 19th century, but it was not officially discovered and classified until 2013. They are an incredible species of fish, which can grow really fast at a rate of 800 pounds in just 15 months. They're generally seen off the coast of New Zealand and Australia, so finding them so far away from their usual range was surprising. Scientists attribute this unlikely migration to climate change. What an incredible creature nonetheless. Number 5. Rare barnacles. Sometimes the beach might be a place to discover your fortune. This was certainly the case for a family who went on a beach trip in Wales. Martin Green, along with his family, came across a strange sight on the beach where they saw a log which was covered in what looked like alien-like creatures poking in and out of their white shells. Surprised by what they saw, Martin's son Daniel decided to find out exactly what these creatures were. After a Google search, they were very pleasantly surprised to know that there was something called gooseneck barnacles. They're considered to be a rare delicacy, with each of them being sold for as much as $32. An estimate of all the barnacles on this log gave a total figure of a whopping $67,000. They are one of the most expensive marine dishes out there and are sold up to $440 per kilo at the most. It seems the Green family didn't just come out of this family trip happier, but richer. Number 4. Beached brains. When Wisconsin resident Jimmy Sender went out for his daily morning walk one fine day along the Samuel Myers Beach Park, he didn't expect to come across what he'd found. He discovered an object wrapped in aluminium and a rubber band. Sender picked it up and opened the package to discover, to his horror, what looked like human brain, along with some flowers and Chinese currency. He didn't know why and how the package ended up there. He reported the package to the local police, who too agreed that it was probably a human brain. Fortunately, after the Racine County Medical Examiner's Office examined the package, they verified that it was not a human brain after all. But the mystery of the origin of this package still remains. Number 3. Sea hares. When a strange sea slug-like creature washed up on the Australian coast of Fremantle, local women sought the advice of social media. Upon seeing pictures, netizens confirmed that the creature is a sea hare and that she should not let her dog anywhere near it since they are toxic to canines. Colin Brown, a professor at Macquarie University, described sea hares as being mildly toxic and can vary in toxicity based on the algae they've been consuming. They're also known for producing a purple dye upon being threatened. This was seen in action when a Queensland woman from North Brisbane came across a beached sea hare which seemed to be bleeding on the Scarborough beach. Turns out what she thought was blood was actually ink. There are currently 22 known species of sea hares in the New Pacific Ocean, and they're all toxic to dogs. The symptoms can vary depending on the dog, but mostly they include seizures, vomiting, spasms, excessive drooling, and even death in some cases. The lesson here: always be cautious with your dogs around beaches in case one of these sea hares are wandering about. Number 2. Strange shipwreck. In an unexpected find, a group of miners and geologists came across strange pieces of wood and metal along Namibia's Skeleton Coast. After a bit of digging around, they discovered a buried shipwreck. The experts believed it to be the remains of a Portuguese vessel, Bom Jesus, which sank along with its crew in 1533 on its way from Lisbon to India. This discovery was a big deal since it was the first one to be ever discovered in southern Africa. But what's more, it was filled with gold coins and over 100 elephant tusks. After conducting mitochondrial DNA and isotope analysis on these tusks, the researchers were able to trace its source to West Africa from the African forest elephant. These species were known to have migrated from their natural habitat in the forests of West Africa and the Congo Basin to the dry savannas in the early 20th century. But seeing their tusks on the Bom Jesus could mean that the tusks were sourced near the coast itself from where it was loaded onto the ship. This pokes a huge hole in the theory that these pachyderms left their natural habitat only in the 20th century and pushes the date back to as far as the 16th century during the time when Bom Jesus was sailing. Such big revelations from a 500-year-old shipwreck. crazy. Number 1. Giant squid. Imagine walking down your local beach and coming across something like this. It is the stuff of nightmares. But Cape Town resident Adele Gross and her husband didn't panic when they came across this giant squid on Golden Mile Beach one fine morning. At first, Gross wanted to try pushing the animal back into the sea and let it swim away, but later she found out that the giant squid was already dead. Since it didn't show any visible injuries, it's possible the creature got washed ashore after the previous night's heavy swells. The squid measured about 13 feet long and most likely weighed 660 pounds. These numbers are impressive in themselves, but there have been reports of giant squids reaching an incredible 60 feet in length and weighing upwards of 1,100 pounds. That's a monstrous size. The mythical ship-sinking monster called the Kraken could very much be a giant squid. Since they are so hard to find and are rarely documented, very little is known about them. Fortunately, this beach giant squid can be studied by scientists and hopefully bring us a step closer to understanding these mysterious creatures. Well, those are the 10 strangest recent beach discoveries which people found around the world. Which was your favourite? Let us know in the comments, and also be sure to hit the like button, share and subscribe. See you next time.